Hello and welcome to another ARK Survival Evolved Dossier for the Hesperornis. So what we have here is a big old duck, or at least that's how I see it. It is a large bird found in America and parts of Canada that is pretty big. Some examples of this have been up to 5 feet. However, in the game, I think they'll be just a little bit smaller than that, just around the range of that. So around 4 feet tallish. So it's pretty big when it comes to like a duck. But look at this guy, look at his little fins and his big old feet. I think he looks pretty cool. But anyway, this guy was cool because he was from the late Cretaceous era. Now, look at this guy. He looks like he could definitely be something later, very closely related to a duck or something, but he's actually from the same time period as, like, you know, T-Rex and raptors. So it's pretty interesting, because this guy was able to survive in such things. One way he was able to survive, of course, was being, you know, largely associated around the water and stuff like that. So this guy was piscivorous, much like the baryonyx, so he pretty much avoided, you know, the T-Rexes and stuff, although, you know, plenty of dangers to be had in the water. He ate fish, and that's what he was all about. Anyway, let's get right into the thing here. Appearing as something of a half-duck, half-dinosaur, Hesperornis is a medium-sized fish-eating bird common in the rivers and lakes of the island. It would be about 2/3 the height of a human, if stood tall, but rarely does. Hesperornis spends most of its time gliding along the surface of the water, where it's much more maneuverable. Hesperornis is barely a threat to any land-dwelling creature, as its legs are too short for it to move around effectively. But it's surprisingly fast on the water. It can easily hunt down fish and other small, water-dwelling creatures. Okay, so this guy is definitely at home in the water. Not so much the ocean as much as the rivers and lakes. So that's where you're going to find this guy. He's going to hunt down the fish, and probably the other smaller things such as trilobites, but not much more than that. Now, I do think he's going to be a prey target for a lot of the other things that walk around, like the sarcos and the baryonyx. They'll be going for him for sure. I think that a mega piranha would be able to take out these guys as well, although that could be a good fight. We'll see what happens when it comes to that, because, well, the Hesperornis is a bit larger than the mega piranha, but mega piranhas are vicious. We all know it, we've all seen it, we've all probably been a victim to it. So, that's what it is when it comes to that. But when domesticated, not particularly useful for hunting and not being affectionate, Hesperornis is primarily kept for the specialized eggs it produces. When rendered correctly, the eggs separate into 2 distinct substances. One is a protein substance high in calories, the other is an oily liquid that is effectively the same as oil found in the ocean. Okay, so that's where this guy comes in handy. You know, this guy, looking at him right off the bat, not exactly something I would tame, because he doesn't have a lot of use to him. He hunts fish, he's not a fighter, you can't ride him, so there's not much to him, but the eggs he lays can be used for both a very good food source and oil. Now, also keeping that in mind, I still don't think it's something that I particularly am going to tame, because I have farms for food, so that comes easy to me, and oil is pretty easy to gather by other means. But it is, once again, one of those ways of adding this into the game, putting more utilities onto the creatures. You know, even all the weaker creatures that are being made recently, they have a lot of cool things, while you look at some of the older ones like the Phiomia, and well, there's not much to it except for a lot of food that you can get from killing them. But anyway, that's the Hesperornis. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this dossier. Let me know what you thought of him in the comments below, and leave a like on the video. I can't wait to see this guy added into the game, but other than that, I thank you for watching, and we will see you next time.